The rain was relentless, lashing against the windows of a small, struggling cafe. Sarah, a young woman with dreams bigger than her wallet, locked up and stepped into the storm. She had missed the last bus, and with no umbrella, she was drenched within seconds. Desperate, her eyes fell upon a gleaming skyscraper, the headquarters of Shahzad Enterprises. She rushed inside its grand, marble-lined lobby, shivering and dripping onto the expensive floor. Security guard sternly mid, "You can't loiter here. This is private property." Sarah, pleadingly, "Please, sir? Just for a few minutes. The rain. I have nowhere else to go." Suddenly, a calm, authoritative voice cut through the tension. "Ahmad, it's all right, Jamshed. Let her be." Sarah looked up. Standing there was a man whose presence commanded the room, impeccably dressed in a tailored suit. He was Ahmad Shahzad, the billionaire CEO of the company. But it was his eyes that held her deep, intelligent, and carrying a hint of loneliness. "Ahmad, you'll catch your death out there. My driver is here. Let me give you a ride home." Sarah, shyly shaking her head, "Oh no, I couldn't possibly impose. Ahmad, I insist. It's no trouble. I'm Ahmad." Sarah. But fate had other plans. The storm had caused major flooding, and the roads to her neighborhood were completely blocked. Ahmad, sighing, "It seems you're stuck. I have an apartment nearby. You can stay there for the night. I'll return to my own home." Sarah, "Mr. Shahzad, that's too generous. Ahad, please. And it's just one night. You can have the bedroom. I'll be perfectly fine on the sofa." Reluctantly, Sarah agreed. The apartment was minimalist, yet luxurious. That night, sleep eluded them both. They talked for hours, seated on opposite ends of the large sofa. Sarah spoke of her passion for graphic design, a dream put on hold due to financial struggles. Ahad, for the first time in years, spoke of the isolating weight of his success. "Ahad people see the fortune, the power. They never see me. It's lonely at the top, they say. They have no idea how true that is." Sarah, softly, "I think I understand. When you have nothing, people look through you. When you have everything, they look right at you, but they never really see you." Ahmad was struck silent. In just a few words, this woman had understood a feeling he'd carried for a decade. As dawn broke, Ahmed received an urgent call. A business crisis required him to fly out immediately. In his hurry, he scribbled a note. "Dear Sarah, please let me help you. Pursue your dreams. You have remarkable talent. It was a pleasure meeting you. Ahmad." He left it with his business card and a substantial amount of money, intending it as a grant for her education. When Sarah awoke and found the money, her heart shattered. She misinterpreted his kindness as a payment, a way to end their brief connection cleanly. Humiliated and heartbroken, she left quietly, carrying with her not just the memory of his kindness, but also a secret she didn't yet know she was carrying his child. Music transitions, signifying the passage of time. Narrator: 5 years passed. Ahmad Shahzad built his empire even higher, but the memory of the spirited young woman from the stormy night lingered like a sweet, unanswered question. Sarah, with immense strength and determination, had turned her life around. She raised her son, Zayan, and, through sheer talent and hard work, built a small but respected graphic design studio. Her son was her whole world, a bright little boy who, unbeknownst to him, was the spitting image of his father. Sound of a modern office. Ahmed's assistant: "Sir, the team from Bloom Designs is here for the foundation campaign pitch." "Ahmad, send them in." The door opened and Ahmad's world tilted on its axis. There she was, Sarah. But this was a different Sarah, confident, poised, and radiant. And beside her, holding her hand, was a little boy with Ahmad's own eyes and smile. Ahmad, stammering Sarah, composed but with a slight tremor, "Ahad, it's good to see you. This is my son, Zayan." Zayan, cheerfully, "Hello." Ahmad felt a strange, powerful pull towards the child. Throughout the meeting, he could barely focus, his mind reeling. Myra, a beautiful but cunning woman from his social circle who had her sights set on marrying him, noticed his distraction immediately. Later, in his office, Myra swooped in with poisoned honey. Myra, Ahmad, darling, I feel I must tell you. I heard some concerning things about that designer, Sarah. Ahmad, frowning, what things? Myra, she's a single mother. Rumor has it she's only after your money. She probably found out you're the client and orchestrated this whole meeting. A seed of doubt was planted. Ahmed, hurt and feeling foolish for his initial hope, began to distance himself from Sarah, his tone becoming cold and professional during their meetings. Sarah was confused and hurt by his sudden change. Myra, seeing her plan work, escalated her efforts. She began a subtle campaign of sabotage, misplacing Sarah's files and blaming communication errors on her. The tension culminated at the company's annual gala. Sarah had to attend and her babysitter canceled at the last minute. She had no choice but to bring Zayan, hoping to keep him quietly in a corner. But children have other plans. Spotting his mother across the crowded room, Zayan darted through the sea of elegant dresses and suits. Zayan. Mama. The crowd parted. Sarah's face went pale. Ahmed turned, and his heart stopped. There was no denying it. The boy was a mirror image of his own childhood photos. Ahmad, voice tight with anger and betrayal. Sarah? Who is this? Was Myra telling the truth? Myra seized the moment, her voice dripping with false sympathy. Myra. See? Ahmad? I told you. She's been hiding her child all this time. But this time, Sarah had had enough. The years of struggle, the pain of his rejection, and now this public humiliation boiled over. Sarah, eyes blazing. How dare you, Myra? You've done nothing but lie. She turned to Ahmad, her voice breaking with emotion. Ahmad, look at him. Really, look at him. He's your son. Our son? The air was sucked out of the room. Ahmad stared at Zayan, truly seeing him for the first time. His own eyes looked back at him. The truth was undeniable. Ahmad whispering, his anger replaced by "all my son?" Later, away from the crowd, the full story tumbled out. Sarah explained her reason for leaving, her misinterpretation of the money. Ahmad explained his desperate search for her, his true intentions. Ahmad, the money was for your dreams, Sarah, never to pay you off. I looked for you for months. I thought I lost you forever. Sarah, tears streaming down her face, I was scared. Ahmad, I was a poor girl with a rich man's baby. I wanted to stand on my own 2 feet for him. Ahmed knelt down, his eyes meeting Zayan's. Ahmad, hello Zayan, I'm your father. Zayan, tilting his head, are you a prince? Mama reads me stories about princes. Ahmad laughed, a genuine, joyful sound he hadn't made in years. He then turned to Sarah, taking both her hands in his. Ahmad, Sarah, these last few weeks, seeing your strength, your love for our son, it's shown me everything my life was missing. You are the most remarkable woman I have ever met. I lost you once to a terrible misunderstanding. I will not lose you again. He got down on one knee, right there as their son watched. Ahmad, Sarah, will you marry me? Let me be the husband you deserve and the father our son needs. Let us be a family. Sarah, through her tears of joy, could only nod. Sarah, yes, Ahmad, yes. And so, a love that began in a storm, tested by time and deception, was finally redeemed by truth. Ahmad, Sarah, and Zayan became the family they were always meant to be, proving that some bonds, no matter how hidden, are destined to be found.